I think the two brands align very heavily of what we're both trying to do and changing the world. They're changing the fighting world, we're changing the world of strength. So in one way, there's not much of a surprise, but still inside, there's that kid in me, and I'm sure my dad and the people who work with us that are still geeked. My late high school and early college days, that's when the UFC came out, and I remember sitting in my dorm room and watching all this stuff, watching the Gracies and watching, you know, all the early people that you know, and you see this stuff, and then to walk through the halls here and see their faces on the in the Hall of Fame, and I know a few of them, so I'm texting them like, hey bro, seeing your face here at the Shanghai location. That's, you know, 8,000 miles away from where I live, and you know, all these different time zones different. It's wild, but again, it just shows how small the world is when you're resonating at a frequency level that is for excellence. Partnering with companies like this that are always driving forward for that innovation, driving forward to, you know, to cut into that 21st century, deep into it, and to be the tip of the spear on that per se, which I believe this is. That's super exciting. That's why we do this. That was the whole goal of starting Sorinex, was to make something that was better than was already there, thus being the cutting edge. So partnering with a cutting edge brand only makes sense, and that's why I get up in the morning to learn. I've been a coach, I've been a teacher, but I'm a student and I'll always be a student. When you're so far from home with an ocean or oceans between you, or continents between you, there is no other day in the office. This isn't like every other job. You're going on a voyage, you're going on an adventure, and you better pack for it. And so the planning phase was much longer. The planning phase was very, very detailed. There are hundreds of emails going back and forth from things going on from the actual dimension to making sure the scope of work and the intent of the equipment going in there. We don't just say, okay, great, you get 10 racks, we push a button and send it out. You know, everything from the placement, the dimensions, the color, the logos, the intricate pieces and parts that have different attack angles and force angles and things like that. All of that is being looked into. And then there's pieces in here that don't exist anywhere else on Earth. They were made for this facility that, I want to say this facility is 50 or 60 years old. It's an older industrial building. So we're having to take something that's being repurposed into a performance institute and seamlessly melt our equipment into it in a way that hasn't been integrated probably anywhere else on the planet. Absolutely. I could see the UFC and Sorinex working together for many years, many performance institutes, and the two brands have so much synergy. The people have so much synergy. Although we're looking to do different things specifically within our industries, the mindset is the same. The speed is well, it's hard to keep up with the UFC. Those guys are fast. But I'm excited to watch how they keep working everything and keep growing. So yes, I believe there's going to be a lot of great things you're going to see from Sorinex and the UFC in the future.